Hello, everyone. It is Dr. Sarah with Free and Clear Fridays with Dr. Sarah. I'll wait a moment for everyone to join. Hi. Hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing? It is Friday, TGIF. How does it get any better than this? And that question is going to start off our time here together, because this week is about questions, living in the question. And have you been living in the question this week? I wonder, really, it would be ideal if we could live in the question all the time. And I wonder, do you? If not, what else is possible? Which is another question. Another great question to be in. So, as you know, I love to join you in the space where we can then create and we can clear and get clear on what it is that's maybe weighing you down, getting in the way of what it is that you would like to create. And I wonder, what would it be like today to get free and clear of anything that's limiting you? And anything that won't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, if you're not familiar with the clearing statement, I am going to post it in the comments like I usually do every week, just so you have it, just in case. You're going to be able to click on the link to my website where it explains it, where it allow you to read about it, because it's kind of a cool thing. So a lot of times what we do is we walk around very either overwhelmed or stressed. Sometimes we don't even know how much we're carrying. And these tools that we play with here, including this clearing statement, will allow you to have more ease, to have more freedom, more space to have choice and possibilities. So that's just a little shout out to what the clearing statement provides and how it can help and how we can use it here together. So anything that won't allow you to receive that with total ease, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all night, shorts, boys, beyonds. And hey, to someone who's actually out of Mumbai, it's Saturday there. How is it getting better than that? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are joining us. And I'm so grateful to be here with you. Now, okay, let's jump to the topic of the week again. So the topic of the week was, and continues to be, living in the question. So living in the question, what is that? Well, basically, that means, if there's a meaning to it, I'll describe it as a space of living consciously. Because a question always creates. And if we're in a creation space, we're in a space where we can be conscious in the moment of generating what it is that we would like to have actualized. Now, a question then, and it's not just any question, there's types of questions that will allow you to remain in more of a conscious space, will allow you then to get clear on what your choices are, what your possibilities are. A question will allow you to move into that, because it is one of the four elements of creation. The other three are choice, possibilities, and contribution. So a question will help you tap into those, as well as just tap into you by being in the curiosity. So what we're talking about here is not just question like a why question. In fact, a why question can be very limiting. Have you ever noticed that? Like, if you ever are in a why and you get stuck there, like, why is this happening? Why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening to other people? Do you ever notice it's a limitation? Do you ever notice, even if you knew why or you discover why, it's really not giving you the information you require? So everywhere you get stuck in a why question, and maybe you're stuck in one now, let's destroy and uncreate all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, a why question will tend to limit us. And a why question is cognitive. So what does that mean? It basically is a space where we conclude something. And you may hear the train in the background. Confirming why I'm going to conclude why the train is going off is to conclude that this is confirming that why questions don't work. That's actually an awareness rather than a conclusion, but you know. So anyway, why will tend to keep us stuck. And the question that will actually open us up to greater possibilities is a what question. A what question. So what is a what question? Well, I'm kind of asking a what question as I'm sharing with you what a what question is. And it's basically a question to check in with, a question that will allow you to get more information, possibly receive some awareness from it. So let's go back to that why question of like, why is this happening to me? Now, what question would be more like, what is showing up right now that's heavy? What is this right now that is getting in the way of whatever it is that is limiting me? That can be a what question. And do you notice when you ask that question, it's basically open-ended. It's tuning in to what the energy is that's actually going on in the moment. Like, what is this right now? What am I aware of? So you can bring it up like that. So what am I aware of? Anything that won't allow me to be aware. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. It'll allow you to clear it and get clear of whatever it is that may be heavy about it. Now, there may not be a heaviness to the question. It may actually be a light question from which you receive information. But I always like to add the clearing technique or the tool, the statement, to a question because it can open up then greater possibilities. So I notice when I use a what question, like what would I like to create? Now you can see I'm kind of pondering. And now I could say, well, whatever that is, whatever's blocking me from creating, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. This is how you can use the question with the clearing to create greater and more possibilities. Because a lot of times our mind wants to limit us. Our mind is that cognitive space. That's why the mind loves the question why. Whereas our being, our, let's say, even our bodies, they have a consciousness of their own, love the question what. Now, not only do our being and our bodies love it, the universe does too. So when we put a question out to, let's say, the universe, like, what would it take to change this? Universe, have my back on this. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. It'll allow those energies to come in because you're requesting it from the universe and you're clearing it for you, and it's more likely to show up. So what's really cool about what you and I are doing here together, either now in this moment or in the future, if you're watching this in the future, it's basically the same energy. We're tapping into the same space. That by being in this, we are then creating something greater. We're clearing energy. We're going way beyond what is seen in this reality. And it allows us to tap into something greater and more to it. So anything that won't allow you to receive right now and be in the question, let's destroy it and uncreate all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. You know, similar to other approaches, let's say the law of attraction or even other spiritual approaches, what's a little different about this one is we can be in the space of the energy of what a lot of these things are looking to create. But what we're doing is creating a space for it to show up. And if you're open to receiving, you're clearing these things, you're getting to your choices, then you can take action. The action is key. A lot of times we leave that out of the equation. We can get stuck in manifesting a lot of things, but until we actually take action, how is it that it's going to actualize into this reality? Well, you may be waiting a long time for that to happen. So everywhere you've been waiting for the next thing to happen because you've been manifesting all day long and nothing seems to be showing up, let's destroy and uncreate all that now, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what are you noticing? What are you aware of? And let's tap into, for now, because we do this every week, anything that's been heavy for you this week, or even in this moment. Is there something that's really intense, maybe negative, maybe a relationship with someone, a situation at work? It could be money. It could be a lot of things. It could be Corona. So let's now just ask a question, and let's ask whatever it is that is plaguing you, that's heavy for you, that wants to limit you. Let's now destroy and uncreate all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow, so what are you noticing? And if there's now something else that's showing up, let's now clear that. Anything that's heavy related to that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, we may revisit this, but in the meantime, I want to acknowledge that our reality here, this world, in part how we're taught in this reality, we're usually not encouraged to be in a question. We're not necessarily encouraged to ask questions. We tend to do a lot of conclusions. And what we do with conclusions can lead to illusions, delusions, and confusions. So let's destroy and uncreate all of that now, please. Right or wrong, good or bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So once I became aware of this and started playing, I call it, with these types of tools, I didn't realize how much of the time I was not living in the question. In fact, it was really uncomfortable to ask questions. Like, I wasn't even sure how to do it, like asking the right question, or I didn't want to say it wrong. But that is part of this reality where we try to make a right or wrong to something when it's really about tuning in and getting clear and calling out whatever it is in order to get more clear. And that's what these types of questions do. It calls out the energy, it calls out the essence, it calls out whatever it is that you're being with so that you can acknowledge it or clear it or get clear on what it is that you would like to create. So that question really is part of the gateway, along with choice, possibilities, and contribution to creation. And it is really all part of consciousness. So what you notice about probably even this conversation I'm having with you, this is not a step-by-step process. This is not linear. It's very non-linear. In fact, you can ask a question that brings in a possibility that gets you to the contribution that allows you to have the choice that you would like to choose. There's nothing linear about what I just said to you just then. It's not like it starts with a question, then you have to get to your choices, then you have the possibilities to get to the contribution. No, it doesn't work that way. So everywhere you're trying to get it right, everywhere you're trying to figure out even what I'm saying, which may make no sense, which is totally fine, is all part of this process of clearing things. Let's destroy and uncreate all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, what are you noticing? What are you aware of? What else is possible now that's available to you that wasn't even before we started being together here on this live? That question, what else is possible? That question, how does it get any better? Are amazing questions. And again, fall in line in living in the question. So what we tend to do also is get stuck not only in the conclusion, but you'll wonder why like certain things come in. And here's the why again. Why am I stuck in this heaviness? Why did that positive thing that just came in feel like not so good anymore? In part because consciousness is not in a space of stagnant. Consciousness is not a conclusion. It is in a constant space of energy and space of being. And that's what a question allows for, is to be in that space. So when you have something that came in that was really exciting, let's say you reached a goal or an aim, and you're all of a sudden like, oh, I made it, and now it's like, okay, either you're going to try to live up to that one goal you made at one time, or you'll be afraid that you're not going to reach that another goal like that again. That's the time to not only clear it, so let's destroy and uncreate anything that shows up to you as I'm saying this, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all night, shorts, boys, beyonds. But that's the time to actually ask the question, how does it get any better than this? So that question then allows the universe to contribute. And it'll say, oh, you would like something more? Okay, I'll show you. And it may not be in that moment because it never comes in the way we think it's going to. Or it may show up quickly. But it puts it out there so it keeps things moving. It doesn't keep it stagnant. The same is true for the question, what else is possible? Now that opens up to something even greater as a possibility, but it also allows you not to get stuck in whatever you did just receive. Now the same is true for anything that's negative. How does it get better than this? It's a great question to ask. And what else is possible now? All our contributions will help keep things moving. So anything will allow you to keep yourself in the flow, in the now of being you and being in the space of the question that you can ask yourself in any 10 seconds. Destroy and uncradle that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pun, puck, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So you'll notice with me week to week with the topics that are shared, really the tools that we play with here, the way I'm showing up to you can be applied to anything and everything. And really because that's the type of beings we are. These things are not compartmentalized. It's not just one area of your life. This applies to all areas of your life, to everything and anything if you choose to use it. So it's up to you though, as the being that you are, to choose it. Now, that's also a choice to choose it. So anything that will allow you to choose it for you based on your desire to create it. Let's destroy and create all that now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So let's revisit real quickly. Anything else that's been heavy for you this week? Anything you've noticed that hasn't been working for you? And let's also acknowledge, let's acknowledge something that's been light for you this week that you have yet to acknowledge. Or that you have acknowledged. Why not be in that energy a bit more? So anything that will allow you to get clear of what's heavy and be in the lightness of what you have received this week, let's destroy and uncreate anything that won't allow that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Wow. Amazing. Amazing contribution each of you are. And I'm so times a godzillion grateful that we get to meet here, that we get to be here together, that each week it gets even greater from the week prior, and anything that does show up, you can see showing up to you authentically, genuinely, just to connect with you, and your energy, your presence, and whenever you receive this is such a beyond contribution. So I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for being willing and open to new adventures, new things coming through, even this really bizarre stuff that I show up with here with the clearings. It's really amazing that you are willing to be in that space with me. So my gratitude goes out to you. And believe it or not, our time is already up. It's amazing how fast these lives go. But I'll be here next week connecting with you. It's going to be April the 30th, where we change problems into possibilities. We like to turn that upside down and all around and get clear. And you'll stay tuned for the new topic of the week, which you can receive through the newsletter that I send out. I'll give you that link too, just in case you haven't been receiving the newsletter, I'll give you a place where you can sign up for that too. All right. Well, amazing being. Now go forth during the week. You know I have your back always. It never stops. And let's tune in again next week where we will change problems and turn problems into possibilities. So have an amazing week, and I'll see you next Friday. All right. Take care for now.